One. Alright, what's up people? Welcome back to the Big Smokes channel. This is another top deck profile this week, and we're with
Mac Gal.
Alright, and what did you play?
DOGMATIKA SHADDOll INVOKED.
Alright, and how did you do?
Went 4-1. Did okay, did pretty good. I got lucky a couple times too, but also I didn't draw the Deer Serpent the whole day until the last match, so I mean, there's that. So, but yeah, lost the Dragon Link because it's just good deck. Played good. We got to game 3, both played well. But other than that, the other matches went pretty rudimentary. Pretty decent, pretty good against Rogue because they can't really Windows a card. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it went pretty good.
Yeah. All right. We'll get to the deck.
So I'll split it up into their individual packages.
Okay.
So 3 Alistair, 2 Invocation, and 3 Meltdown. Shout out to Kyle for the Meltdowns. Very attractive secrets there. But yeah, that's the invoke package in the main. Pretty standard.
You would not play like 3 Invocation or anything like that?
3 Invocation, I find bricks quite a bit. And besides, like, you have other things. Even if your Alistair gets like knocked off, or like they get past like your contingency packages, and then like you should have other stuff to go with it. If not, then you just bricked and you just move on.
Exactly.
So the Dogmatica package, we have 1 Ecclesia, 1 Maximus, 1 Fleur de Lis, 3 Nadir, and 1 Punishment. Pretty standard here. I was on 2 or 3 of this, but then I cut it back down to 1 because sometimes you just draw too many, and there's so many ways to get to it that it's just, I think 1 is fine.
Okay. You're saying you played 3 Nadirs and you didn't draw one?
I literally did not draw it the whole day. It was actually amazing.
Oh my god.
I was doing Max's plays off of hard draws. It was crazy. And then the Shaddolls, just very small Shaddoll package because you don't want to super brick on them. And your main plays are like trying to get the stuff out of your extra deck into the graveyard for Schism. Yeah. And so these guys like come up a little bit with like obviously Shaddoll Fusion, which is really good if it goes off. But mainly you're just like pitching stuff off the extra deck to do all your other things, so you keep it small. Okay, I see. And the other utilities really good in some cases. Like Ariel basically won me a game by banishing 3. So. Oh, that's nice. So yeah, it's just what it's a smaller package. And then this is the contingency plan I was talking about. So we have 1 Called By, 3 Crossout, 3 Chalice, and then 2 Talents. So basically the problem with the deck is if you get hand trapped like twice, you're pretty much donezo. And if you go second, if they have like there's a hand trap package here too. Then if they play through that and have like 1 or 2 negates, then you're donezo. Yeah. So like this is for basically like if they have like the Hot Red or like the Appaloosa or something like that, you just do this to that, and then you go do your thing. Yeah. Talents and these just kind of back up if they like hand trap you. Okay. And like super sick if you like cross out like an Ash and then talents them, and then because obviously one of the problems with the deck is like sometimes you draw engines that aren't together, so like you'll draw too much invoked or something, or you draw too much Shaddoll, and then if you are able to talents, then like draw 2. Yep. 90% of the time you're gonna draw 2, and then you're just gonna like make a stupid board with like Maximus, Schism, Mechaba or something like that. You know, it's pretty dumb. And then the hand traps, 3 Veiler, 3, and then Imperm. I thought about adding Nibiru in. The Imperm is strictly for the crossout. There's an argument to be made for 3 of that and 1 Veiler, but I find that the Veiler actually saved me like having the light, because I got Dimension Shifter in 1 game, and like I was still able to make Mechaba because I hand trapped him with this once. Oh, okay. And so that's like those scenarios I find 1 Imperm, 3 this is actually ideal. Sure, like Talents is gonna sack you and stuff, but like we have Talents too, so like it's kind of like an even out kind of deal. Ash is just generically good and can go into like some Purgatrio and stuff like that to like help you edge game out and stuff. And it's just Nibiru sometimes it just doesn't work. Like especially like a lot of decks do a lot of different things, but like usually if you're like playing into like that kind of stuff or whatever, you're just kind of hoping your stuff is good enough. And like sure, if you go first, you win to them, you go off to game 3, and then you just and there's other hand traps in the side that like specifically like hinder other people too, so like you're not like trying to hard win game 1 every time, in my opinion. So, yeah, so there's the extra would be coming up here. So this is the invoke package I ran. The Raigen's a little Raijin's because I run a droll, and there's very rare scenarios where, let's say, you droll a Dragon Link deck, and then you summon Alistair, and they bounce it back, so you don't get your like secure garden thing going.
Yeah.
If you have droll engraved, you can actually just make a Raijin right off the bat, which can help. But overall, this is a flex spot. You could do whatever. Use second Entis or something like that. I find just because I'm not running super poly too, so that's why there's a flex spot here. Normally, this is like a super poly target. I just find super poly too hard to do. There's so many different decks in the format. It's all like wide open as to what they are, and so I feel like super poly is too. You're gambling too much.
Did you not miss like a third Mechaba or a second Mechaba? I mean,
not really.
No?
By that time, usually you're in like the grind game, and you're just winning through Schism anyways.
Okay.
So.
What do you think of like a Verte and it being able to change stuff to dark, and then you can send super poly? Would you consider that? Super poly?
At that point, if I'm getting to Verte, I can do other stuff. I feel like if I'm.
Do you play Verte?
Yeah, I do. If I get to into that scenario, like monsters are already sticking on the board, I possibly should be doing other things. If I'm like depending on Verte to like super poly away, it's just I don't know, it's just kind of tough because then like the effect has to go off and stuff. You commit to monsters and it's a resource thing. I just prefer not to use that many resources for that kind of thing.
We can just
But yeah, so that's the Invokes package, and then the Shaddolls. 1 construct, 2 window, 2 app cologne. Pretty standard for Shaddol in here. There's an argument to be made for Grista, but I mean, it's pretty tight actually. So and then 1 Titan Clad, 1 Entis is for the Nadir plays and whatnot, and the punishments. And then the links were Anacondas and these. And the reason why we do this instead of Artemis is because we run Maximus unbricks some hands. And in order to summon Maximus, you need an extra Link, Fusion, XYZ, or Synchro in the grave. And when you're doing the Alistair thing, you actually keep this in the grave. Because this is going to get banished from Invocation. You keep this in grave, you banish it from Maximus, and then Maximus can get you to Schism in ways that you normally wouldn't have. So that's why I prefer doing it this way than the Artemis. Even though Artemis is cleaner and like more consistent, this way Maximus gets like huge value. And unless you go in the Mates of Mirror, most people's extra decks are pretty tight as it is. So you're not really afraid of someone like Nova and Mechabaing you really. So yeah, so that's the extra deck. In the side deck here, we have the Spell Trap removal here. I found that Cyclone worked better than Twin just because I like keeping cards in my hand. Usually the stuff I lose to is like a Floodgate maybe, or like maybe one person has like 1 or 2 sets. So it's not like I need to like twin them away, and usually like it's a small deck, so like usually I can get to one of these on most occasions. And like window usually like placed in most things anyway. So and Schism just starts if you grind it with a trap deck with like Schism and they don't get rid of Schism, then you can really start like accruing advantage that they can't deal with. So I find this is just for contingency towards like roguish stuff. And then 3 Droll, very good against Dragon Link, very good against Drytron. Has some like niche application with the Raijin, as I said before. But yeah, just overall really good hand trap for the format. 3 Dark Ruler, just to in conjunction with Chalice, is just to help deal with boards better. There will be a debate whether to use drop. I think probably droplets will be used after I get them, but it's just, you know, the way the format is, you gotta board break. So. And speaking of which, I also ran 2 Kaijus because the deck has a really hard time dealing with dudes that are just fat. So I just decided to put 2 Kaijus. These should be Godarlas, I think. But,
that's what I was asking.
But the 22 attack actually is kind of relevant too because of the fact that Mechaba is only like 25 and Godarla I believe is like 27. So like it gets weird with Godarla, I feel. So,
but the application with Godarla is when you go up against like the
barrier statue. At that point, if there's like a lot of barrier statue helmet players, I think then like maybe we use the Raijin to maybe start siding in Super Bowl.
All the barrier statue helmets.
But yeah, so like Flunder or like Lyralisk or whatever's doing the barrier stuff. Maybe in the future try to find room and consideration for Super Poly with the Raijin, and that way we could deal with that in the future. But it seems to be like not popular right now, so it's just playing the numbers at that point. And then 3 Lancet is just the best. It's light and yeah, it's just one of the best in the format. So.
All right. Any other shout outs from?
No, this just how it goes. Yeah.
Damn.
One
All
day.
right. All right. Well, congratulations, my man.
Thank you.